Okay, welcome back to the Outpost Workshop. Here's Dobo here, and we're gonna paint this little twisted Santa. Before I do though, my good friend NC Prospector said someone left a comment asking about this tool that I use. Well, I don't know what size it is. You can see it. Just something I've had for years. Everybody knows these kind of handles. When you see these, you know what kind of tools they are. It just fits to me. Just has the right fit to go in beside of those when you're doing small carving. So I went back and looked, and I couldn't find the comment, but I do hope that'll help you. All right. So what I did when I got done painting this, I took and I sealed it. I put one coat of this on there. It's a water base, clear matte finish. I like it because it's easy to clean up, and I just put a good coat on there and let it dry good. And so now I'm just gonna find these paintbrushes. Since it's just one, I ain't got to worry about mixing up a lot of paint. I'm just gonna see if I can come in here, knock that big bulge off. I just want to do get it in here with a little bit of white up in that crack where that eyeball is. Get a little more. Need a little more of you there. There. So that ain't much eyeball in there. But that gives it that white, and I got this little thing of water here. Just knock it out. So while that's done, I can put that up. Just got a little bit of it's a warm beige here I'm gonna use for the flesh tone. A little bit of red here. I mean, if you're painting several of these, it's worth mixing up a little bit, but I'm just using I'm just kind of getting a small amount here. I want it kind of watered down. Just gonna do that base. It's gonna dry up, not be as bright. It'll lighten up. You get a little bit on your mustache or something, no big deal. You're gonna go over it and paint it anyway. Now, I've never sealed carvings before, but luckily, Pat Coffee, a member of our club, gave us a painting demonstration. Pat is a great painter. If you go to International Wood Carvers, you can see the video he did with them on painting. And so I started to seal mine. It does help, especially with someone like me that's not a good painter. Got that on there, and got hair dry nearby, and we'll just it ain't plugged up, so it ain't no good, is it? We'll just dry this real quick. I'm gonna take just a little bit of red. Don't want much, just a little bit. Get just a little. I'm going to bump him cheeks. Oop, a little too much. Take this brush. If you get too much on there, just take a brush that's kind of wet and spread it out more. See, with that water on that brush, it just kind of takes off. I just want just enough tint in there to make it look like it's got just a little bit of red in his cheeks. On the tip of his nose. Just a little bit. All right, that's good for that. Now, so I'm one of these people really don't like paint sands because just red and white, red and white, red and white. So we're gonna use this antique white, and I'm just gonna. Oh, I got something going on. All right, okay. I'm going to use antique white. On this little ball up here. Watered down real good, just so it just want to give it a little milky looking color. Give it a couple little coats there, just all watered down. Just make it happy. Make it look like you want it to look. Trying to get this little bottom edge on the furry hat. If you get that little edge good first time around, you're all right. Do your light colors, then go to your dark. Now, if you make a mistake with your light colors and you get it over, the dark will cover it up. It's kind of hard to cover up that dark with light colors. On that last video on the carpet at Twisted Santa, I had trouble getting the camera the way I wanted it. For some reason I thought I had it figured out and I didn't, so we'll just see if this works better. Yeah. Give that a shot of dry. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Couple of coats there. Yeah. What I want to do is put one more little light coat on this. Make sure it's watered down good. And this should be all the color I need or want for this particular one. I like the thin coats. Recently I got a lecture class, what do you want to call it, from someone who's very good at what they do as far as the world of carving, and on some things I was doing wrong. And hey, I appreciate it because you're always learning, always learning. I am anyway. We'll just get that cleaned out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this after this dries. I'm going to paint this hair and this beard with a real light gray. It's a country gray. Paint it with that real thin. And then after it's dried good, I'll come back and with the white and go over, and I'll just try to leave the gray down in all these cracks and paint over it and see how that does. But we're gonna let this dry for a minute. Like I said, I got this country gray here, and I'm gonna use it. I want it watered down real good. Yeah, let's see what she's gonna look like here. Uh-oh. I made a boo-boo. And I don't know if you caught it or not, but I do. And the reason I know I made a boo-boo is because I just, what a few minutes ago, I was talking about someone tell me about some mistakes I was making in painting. Well, right there was one of them. I didn't paint that lip, the bottom lip. Painted the face, but didn't paint the lip. So I will come back and get that dough. And yeah, make mistakes, don't we? All do. If you think you got that too thick, just get you a little more water. Just go in there with that all straight water, and that'll help bring that down to where you want it. Then when I go back and paint this white and try to stay on the top, that will just allow this gray to shine through. Yeah, let's get up here. All right, see how I just did that, and that gray right there is real thick looking, you might say. Just get you a little more water, go in there, thin that out. Well, no, that's gonna be a little thick. Give me a little water here. Come on. Okay. That's just a real light coat. We'll hit that with a little hot air. Okay, let's just see how that looks. Got a good gray base coat. We'll hit it just in a couple more places with a little second coat, make it build that color up. Get it down in there. And I will come back and get that lip. All right, that looks good out. We'll let that dry. And I'll just grab this little brush real quick. Where'd you go? And just want to hit this lip a little with this. Hit that bottom lip a little bit. There we go. All right, let's just let that dry for a little bit. Okay. Okay, that's been drying for a while, so I'm just going to take a toothpick. Because these eyes are so small, I'm just going to take a toothpick, dip it in there, and come in here and put it on these eyes. Let's have them look it over to the left. I'll just come in here with that toothpick. Can't put that eye, that blue part over that way. Then come in over, make it look that way. See? Make it like he's looking over there, and after that dries, I come back right in the center with a little black and a little dot of white somewhere. We're gonna put a little, go ahead and paint the hat red. Woo! Get me a little red out here. I want that real thin. Let's see. If you think you got too thick, just get you some pure water. See how that works that down? Get that up in here. So you want that wood to show through just a real thin cake of this. I should have went back with a knife and trimmed that edge up there a little better, but that's the fuzzies on it. How'd you get in there a little bit of trash? Is that dries? That's all I want. I don't want a real whole lot on there. So I really got a black spot in the wood right there. All right. Just give a little heat there. Right. Let's see. We don't need no more red because that's all red on there. Eyeball should be dry. We get that toothpick back. Use another end. We're gonna come right in the middle here. I don't know if you can see it. We'll let that dry. Thing about painting is dry, paint dry, paint dry, paint dry. Okay, we're gonna let that. Where we're at now is I want this to dry real good. Then I'm gonna come back with some white, pure white, and go over this, and then I'll fill it again, and then do some dry brushing. So we're just gonna let it dry for a while. All right, that's been drying pretty good. So all I'm gonna do is got some just pure white here. Give me water down here, and I'm just gonna come in here and a little bit of red showing up there. Just all right. I'm just getting that white. I'm more interested in just doing this top part than I am I want that gray in the bottom to come through. Give this thing a little bit of something besides just red and white. It will tell. Kind of like doing maybe a dry brushing effect or something. I usually do on the hats. But whoop, yeah, a little too much there. But just a little bit on the mustache here. Make sure we can see that. Just kind of going crossways with it. Let that gray come through. And voila. That can dry, then we'll see how much if I need to add a little more to it. You know, having a hair dryer nearby saves you a lot of time. You can kind of hurry up the drying process to get it to where to look the way you want. You see, we need to take some of this pure white and just kind of, since we painted this antique white, just kind of brush over it with that pure white. Just kind of lightly hit them high spots. We're gonna do a little drying on this. Okay. Ooh. Hit the brush ahead. We just want to hit some of these high spots. I love Carlin. I just don't care for the paint, but sometimes you just have to paint certain things to make them look the way you want. Okay. Now, when we got this white, we'll just go ahead and get just a little bit of white on the end. Just brush here. And we're just going to touch these eyebrows. Just enough to. There. There you go. And that's pretty much it all. come back and just, well, I ain't got the right brush out. After this dries, we'll come back and we'll dry brush the top a little bit. All right, we're just gonna take a little of this pure white, get it on the end of a stiff brush. I don't want to much. I'm just gonna try to go in here and just hit some of these high points. Let's see if you can see that or not. I don't want a whole lot, it's just kind of hitting them edges there. See if you can tell that is. That's just what I like. Other people prefer antiquing. I personally haven't had much luck with antiquing, but I like that look. So all I'm going to do is I'll just put another coat of this on it, just water based, and that's it. And that's just painting the Twisted Santa. Hope you have fun carving one of these. They are fun to carve. And we'll see you next time. And ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And remember, wood carving is magic.